Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father. Believe God. How many times have you heard a person say, "Oh, I believe in God," with that authoritative tone that merely implies that this makes everything okay? Think about this. Think about the difference in believing in God and believing God. One simply is factual consent, and the other is a trust factor. Let me illustrate this from a classic Old Testament story in Numbers 21, 6 through 9. The Lord sent poisonous serpents among the people, and they bit the people so that many Israelites died. The people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned by speaking against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord to take away the serpents from us." So Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said to Moses, "Make a poisonous serpent, and set it on a pole, and everyone who is bitten shall look at it and live." So Moses made a serpent out of bronze, and put it upon a pole. And whenever a serpent bit someone, that person would look at the serpent of bronze and live. This story again from Numbers 21, 6 through 9. The people of Israel sin against God, and he sends fiery serpents among the people. The snakes bit the people. The people start to die. The people admit that they have sinned. So God has Moses make a bronze snake statue and put it up on a pole. God tells them that when they are bitten to look up and look at the snake and they will live. Now, I know this was a long time ago, but they did have ideas about medical treatment, and I'm pretty sure that looking at a bronze statue wasn't in any of the medical books. So I think you may agree this kind of thing is kind of weird to tell the people to do. At this point, the people, though, do not say, "Hey, no worries, we believe in God. We're okay." Instead, it becomes an issue of whether the people believe God, not just believe in God, but believe God. Do they really think he knows what he's talking about? Do they really trust him in his advice? I mean, their lives are on the line here. So the people that believe God and not simply believe in God look up at the serpent and are healed. So the question for us today is this: do you believe in God, or do you believe him? There is much that he has told us in the Bible. Do you really believe it? Do you really believe that Jesus obtained perfection by living a sinless life that we are not capable of? Do you really believe that Jesus allowed his life to be taken at the cross in payment for the crimes that we've committed against a perfect Creator? Do you really believe that God is willing to make the great exchange for us, for you, for me? He takes our sin and exchanges, and in exchange for our receiving of that, we receive his perfection. And do we believe God when he says that we can simply enter into this by simply believing? That's the kind of belief that leads to being born again and being in Christ. And that is the kind of belief that John is referring to in 1 John, when he repeatedly tells us that if it continues to live in sin, then who are we kidding? We really don't believe. The people that really believe looked up at the snake when they got bit. Believing in God makes us feel better at some level, but it will not alter our eternal destiny. James 2:19 says, "You believe there is one God. Good. because even the demons believe that, and they tremble. Friends, I challenge you every day to believe God, trust Him, and what He has to say to us.